Palasyo, hindi tatanggapin mga kondisyon sa interim release ni ex-PRRD. Walang plano ang Malacanang na tanggapin ang mga kondisyon ng International Criminal Court, ICC. Sakaling mabigyan ng interim release si dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte mula sa kanyang detensyon sa Netherlands. Ito ang inihayag ni Palace Press Officer Attorney Claire Castro sa harap ng mga kaakibat na kondisyon ng ICC sa mosyon ng kampo ni Duterte para sa kanyang interim release, partikular ang ilang mga panuntunan na itatakda ng korte. Ayon kay Castro, kapag makikipagtulungan ang gobyerno para sa interim release, sakaling paboran ang mosyon ng dating Pangulo. Para na rin anyang kinikilala ang jurisdiksyon ng ICC sa Pilipinas na taliwas sa nais mangyari ng pamilya Duterte sa kanilang petisyon sa Korte Suprema. Though it's hypothetical, but as we speak now, we do not recognize the jurisdiction of the ICC over the Philippines. So that's it. Ani Castro. Binigyang diin ni Castro na mismong ang pamilya ng dating Pangulo ang nagpetisyon sa Korte Suprema na hindi dapat makipagtulungan sa ICC. Kaya kapag tinanggap ng gobyerno ang mga kondisyon, para na rin anyang kinilala ng gobyerno ang ICC. Kapag ginawa ito, sinabi ng opisyal na pati ang posibilidad na freeze order sa mga ari-arian ng dating Pangulo ay matalakay na sa tingin nito ay hindi gustong mangyari ng pamilya nito. Gugustuhin din po ba ng pamilya Duterte na makipag-cooperate tayo sa ICC para lahat ng kanilang assets, nakatago man o hindi, ay makikipagtulungan tayo sa ICC para mahagilap lahat ng kanilang assets? Dagdag ni Castro.
Eto nga, hindi ko naman intensyon na anti-administration yung hearing. As a matter of fact, kung maaalala ninyo, halos lahat ng testigo galing gobyerno. Hindi ko naman alam yung mga sagot nila. Kaya nga ako nagtatanong kasi hindi ko alam yung sagot. Malay ko ba kung anong sasagutin nila? Nung hindi sila magkasundo at hindi tumutugma yung mga sagot nila, hindi maganda yung itsura ng pamahalaan. Nagalit yata sa akin na nabunyag yon sa aking hearing. Hindi, matagal na kami hindi masyado nag-uusap, maraming humaharang, matagal na, oo. Nakikita ko lang pag public events, oo. At saka mabilis lang yon, maraming tao, ganun. Lumalalim ang ating kaalaman at mas lalo tayong nagagalit kasi labis-labis na ang dagok sa ating soberanya. Talagang walang obligasyon ang Pilipinas na i-aresto si dating Pangulo na yung ating pamahalaan ang determinado na lumahok dun sa pag-aresto ni Presidente Duterte at ikatlo na nalabag ang ilang karapatan ni Presidente Duterte sa ilalim ng Saligang Batas ng Pilipinas. Hindi ako nag-imbestiga para mangampanya, para sumikat. Labis-labis na nga yung sikat namin. Yung apelyido ko nakakasindak eh. Maraming lihim. Ang maliwanag, malabo. Yun talaga, napakaliwanag sa lahat na ito. Maraming kinukuble, maraming pinagtatakpan, maraming hindi totoo, at marami tayong dapat siyasatin. Nakakahiya itong nangyari, apakalungkot natin bilang Pilipino, para tayong failed state. Hindi naman siguro, andyan pa rin ang ating mga husgado, magagaling ang ating huwes at abogado. Bakit naman tayo nauwi sa ganito? Lagi naman akong nandito, lagi naman akong manang, hindi naman ako nagbabago kailanman. At mula pa nung bata kami, parati naman siyang pinagbibili ng tatay ko na alalayan. Ang problema, hindi ko na magampanan. At maraming humaharang, hindi nakikinig, hindi ko alam.
Good morning, Yusek. Ma'am, may we just get your reaction on the recent pronouncement made by Senator Amy Marcos that by repeatedly invoking the executive privilege, it seems that the government witnesses are hiding essential facts doon po sa arrest ni former President Rodrigo Duterte.
Sana po malaman din po ni Senator Amy Marcos kung ano po bang ibig sabihin ng executive privilege. Ito naman po, executive privilege po is a constitutional doctrine that allows the President and high-ranking officials, executive officials, to withhold some sensitive information. Especially kung ito po ay magkakaroon na po ng encroachment ng isang branch over to another branch. Kasi ito pong executive privilege is rooted from the separation of powers. So may mga pagkakataon po talaga, including po yung mga issues concerning national security, diplomatic relations, military affairs, and internal deliberations within the executive branch, hindi po ito dapat nais na po publiko. So magkakaroon po ito ng undue encroachment by one branch of the government over another. So wala po tayong itinatago. May mga pagkakataon lamang po na yung ibang mga napag-usapan ay hindi dapat isinapupubliko.
Doon sa kanyang preliminary findings, ngayon niya lang nilabas na sabi niya, it was found out that the Philippines had no legal obligations to arrest and turn over the former president to the ICC. And meron daw pong mga glaring violations, though hindi niya minention, dun sa rights ni former President Duterte.
Ganyan po ang kanyang magiging opinion kung ang kanyang mga nakausap ay ang mga Duterte supporters. Pero kung titignan po natin ang ibang mga experts, katulad po nila Justice Carpio, Attorney Butuyan, at yung ibang mga nagsasabi patungkol sa batas natin na RA 9851, maiiba po ang kanyang tingin sa nasabing issue. And sana po tignan niya rin po kung ano ba sinasabi natin. Wala tayong legal obligation, pero meron po tayong batas na sinasabi sa RA 9851. Ito may sinasabing prerogative na makipagtulungan sa Interpol, but still, meron tayong commitment sa Interpol. But again, ang sumusunod lang, ang gobyerno ay sumusunod lamang sa RA 9851.
In relation to that, may we get your reaction on Senator Amy officially withdrawing from the Alyansa? Ano po yung naging reaction ni Presidente dito, and what does it say about the relationship between the siblings, ma'am?
Sa ngayon po, siya naman po ang nagsabi na siya ay kumakalas na sa Alyansa dahil lang sabi niya ay hindi yata pareho ang kanilang mga adhikain, ang advokasya. Kung hindi po talaga nalilinya ang kanyang mga paniniwala sa paniniwala ng Alyansa, mas maganda po siguro talaga na siya ay umalis dahil kung di niya pa paniniwalaan ang mga programa ng Alyansa, hindi po talaga magkakaroon ng magandang relationship. Pero lahat ng ito ay ipapaubaya natin sa campaign manager na si Congressman Toby Chanco.
But ma'am, does her statement show that there could be a deeper rift between the two siblings? Kasi ma'am, meron siyang binanggit ngayon na tinake against daw, allegedly ni Presidente, yung investigation niya sa pag-aresto kay Duterte.
Wala po tayong nadidinig na anumang salita mula sa Pangulo. Siya lamang po ang nagsasalita ng mga bagay-bagay na katulad ng ganyan. Siguro yan po yung kanyang pananaw. Pero sa Pangulo po, wala po tayong madidinig.
Nabanggit din po ni Senator Amy Marcos na tracing the timeline of the events leading to the arrest, the administration only changed its tone from non-cooperation to cooperation with the ICC as the political relationship between the Dutertes and the Marcoses soured, or the Dutertes and the administration soured. Your comment on this one?
Basta po sa atin po, nung ginawa po ito ng pamahalaan ng administrasyon, wala pong ibang sinunod kundi kung ano yung nasa batas at kung ano po yung obligasyon natin sa Interpol. Kung meron po siyang ibang pananaw, siguro personal niya pong pananaw yan. Kung meron siyang ibang naiimbestigahan, sabi nga po natin, maging patas ang kanyang pag-iimbestiga, imbestigahan din po niya, gawin niya rin pong resource person hanggat maaari, yung naniniwala sa ginawa ng administrasyon na isurrender ang dating Pangulong Duterte sa ICC.
So again, ma'am, it didn't have anything to do with the relationship between the Marcoses and the Dutertes, yung naging pag-arrest.
Wala po tayong pine-personal dito. Kung ano lang po ang sinasabi ulit ng batas at kung ano yung nagiging obligasyon natin at magiging commitment natin sa Interpol, yun lamang po ang ating gagawin. Wala pong personalan dito.
Follow-up question from Maricel Halili, TV5.
Ma'am, do you consider, or does the administration consider Amy Marcos a loss from the Alyansa? You consider her?
Wala po ako masabi. Sa parte po ng Alyansa, ibibigay po natin kung ano man ang pananaw po ni ating campaign manager na si Congressman Toby Chanco.
Pero the relationship between the president and his sister, how do you describe that? Is it still the same? Are they okay? May lamat ba?
As we can see from the statements of Senator Amy Marcos, it seems like there is. But on the part of the president, we cannot say that there's a rift between the relationship, in the relationship of the two siblings. So, hintayin na lang po natin kung meron man sasabihin ng Pangulo. But sa ugali po kasi ng Pangulo, hindi po siya masyadong, alam niyo po yun, hindi siya pikon. Kaya kahit anong banat, kahit nakita na niyo po si Senator Amy Marcos na nandoon sa Maisog Rally habang binabanggit ng dating Pangulong Duterte ang paninira sa kanya, kay PBBM, wala po tayong nadinig. Wala rin po tayong nadinig na anumang hinanakit kung meron man mula sa Pangulo para sa
Extraordinary rendition ang sinasabi. At gusto rin natin malaman yung tungkol sa warrant. Kayo na lang ang mag-umpisa. Salamat.
Opo, Senator Amy, may I be allowed to read a statement?
Yes, please. Please do so.
Okay, thank you. Opo. Mga kababayan, on March 11, 2025, former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte was forcibly taken by the Philippine National Police upon his arrival at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport. He was brought to Villamor Air Base, a military air base, detained for nearly 12 hours, and then flown out of the country on a private jet to The Hague, all allegedly because of a warrant issued by the International Criminal Court. This was patently an illegal arrest. This constitutes extraordinary rendition. A Filipino citizen, a former president, was taken into custody without a valid warrant issued by a Philippine court, without due process, and without any legal basis under our laws. The Constitution is clear. Section 2, Article 3 of our Constitution explicitly states, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures of whatever nature or for any purpose shall be inviolable, and no search warrant or warrant of arrest shall issue except upon probable cause to be determined personally by the judge after examination under oath or affirmation of the complainant and the witnesses he may produce, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. This means that for an arrest to be lawful, it must be carried out pursuant to a warrant issued by a Filipino judge of a Philippine court. Nasaan po ang warrant of arrest na inisyu ng hukuman ng Pilipinas? Wala. Without a valid warrant from a Philippine court, this was at best a warrantless arrest. Under the rules of court, warrantless arrests are only permitted in 3 instances: in flagrante delicto, hot pursuit, and escaped prisoner. None of these circumstances applied to the case of the former president. So, what was the legal basis of his arrest? The authorities acted solely on an ICC warrant, a document that has no legal effect in the Philippines unless reviewed and validated by a Philippine court. In fact, even assuming without conceding that the government itself wished to recognize and enforce the ICC's warrant, it still violated the Rome Statute itself. Even by ICC standards, the former president should have been brought before a Philippine judge to determine the validity of his arrest before he was handed over to a foreign court. Under Article 59 of the Rome Statute, a state party which has received a request for arrest and surrender shall immediately take steps to arrest the person in question in accordance with its laws and the provisions of Part 9, and shall bring that person before the competent judicial authority in that state. Yan ang sinasabi ko paulit-ulit nung nasa labas ako ng gate ng Villamor Air Base. And why was this not done? If they claim to abide by international law and standards, then why did they conveniently choose to ignore this provision? The fact remains that we are no longer a state party to the Rome Statute. We are no longer a member of the ICC. In fact, in a letter dated December 15, 2023, the President himself wrote to me, with respect to your concerns, legal or otherwise, on the investigation to be conducted by the International Criminal Court into the previous administration's war on drugs, I remain steadfast in my resolve that the jurisdiction of the ICC over the Republic of the Philippines after the effectivity of its withdrawal therefrom is very much in question. To this end, this government will not assist the ICC in any way, shape, or form. So if the government itself has declared Non-cooperation with the ICC, why did the PNP violate this very policy and enforce a foreign warrant? Even granting for the sake of argument that we have some duty to cooperate with either the ICC or Interpol, does that duty override the fundamental rights of every Filipino enshrined in our Constitution? What happened on March 11, 2025 is not just about one man. It is about all of us. It is about the country. If a former president can be taken without due process, what stops them from doing the same to any other Filipino? Therefore, we must dare to ask more questions. Under whose authority did the PNP act? Why did they enforce a foreign warrant without a Philippine court order? Why didn't they at least bring PRRD before a judge, as required by the Rome Statute itself? Even more disturbing is the silence of the armed forces of the Philippines. Why did the AFP stand idly by while a former commander-in-chief was taken from a military base under questionable circumstances? How could they allow a foreign tribunal to override on our constitutional guarantees? We have now lost a former president. I pray that we do not lose the country next. Your Honor, Senators Cayetano and Marcos and other senators present, alam naman natin lahat at alam nila na mali ang ginawa nila. Ginawa nila yon just to demolish political opponents. This is all about politics. The administration is using government resources, the ICC, to demolish the opposition. Wala na tayong argument. Mali ang ginawa. Ang tanong ngayon, ano ang gagawin natin para maibalik ang dating Pangulo sa Pilipinas? Kasi nag-iisa ako ngayon dito na gumagawa ng paraan para maibalik ang ating dating Pangulo sa ating bayan. Thank you.
Maraming salamat sa ating Vice Presidente at